So today, in honor of the fact that we added a bookshelf to our little mini library in our teeny tiny little home, we are going to count up all of the physical books that we have in this house and see if we are anywhere close to having an actual library, or like the 1,000 books that kind of seems to be the benchmark for having a home library. So let's get into it. There's going to be a lot of counting in this video, so I don't want to take too long to kind of like do this intro, but I will say I got this idea from Becca Books and Bujo. She recently did it. I'm not sure exactly how recently, but I will link her video down in the description below so you can check that out when you are done here. But basically we have in this house, our books are in kind of 3 main areas with a few scattered here and there. So we have, this is like our office / library room. We have this little corner here. We have 3 bookshelves. It used to be 2, now it's 3. I have my TBR cart over here. That's kind of like one section. Then I have a little half shelf. I think it was actually supposed to be like a shoe cubby in the living room that has books in it. And then I have one big bookshelf, not big, but I have one like normal size bookshelf, like a 3-shelf bookshelf downstairs in the basement. And then we just have like books scattered here and there, what we're reading currently. I have some textbooks downstairs, which I don't think, the textbooks that are like around that I can get to, I think I'm gonna count, but the ones that are like tucked away in totes and stuff, I'm not gonna bother with, so we'll be a few off no matter what, but that's okay. And then we have like a little shelf in the hallway with some books in it. So those are the general, ooh. Okay, so my husband does have like another shelf over near his desk that does have like his textbooks and stuff on it. And I do have a category for my husband's books on here. Yeah, I'm gonna do what I just said. Textbooks and like educational books that are readily like available for counting, I will count. The ones that are tucked away, I'm not. So yeah, I will count those too. So I'm going to count some books, a lot of books. To be clear, at the very beginning of this video, I know with pretty much 100% certainty that we have nowhere near 1,000 books. Okay, this might be fun. If I had to guess, I would say we probably have around 300, maybe 400 books. Which I know does not sound like a lot, but our house, like our living area in our house is like, I think it's less than 900 square feet. We have a very small home, so it's only reasonable for us to have so many books. So I know we're not gonna hit the 1,000. We might not even hit half of that. We probably won't hit half of that, but I think it will be very interesting to see exactly how many books I do have. And then if you guys are interested in seeing like my entire owned TBR where I just like show you all the books that I haven't read, let me know, I can do that too. But it'll be interesting to know the total number, and that kind of leads into how I'm gonna count these. I have 4 main categories, or 4 categories total, not main category, that's all I have. I'm gonna count the read books, the unread books, the husband books, and other. So read books, obviously self-explanatory, books that I have already read will be in this category. Unread books, books that I have not read. My husband's books will be all of his books, whether I've read them or not. They're just all going to be in his category. And then other will be like cookbooks, textbooks, stuff like that. Which again, my husband's books like that will be in his count. The other category is really just for like my other books, if that makes sense. So that's what we're gonna do. It's gonna be a lot of counting, so let's just get into it. And I feel like since we're already in the office, I will start in the office. One other thing I just thought of, I do have a stack of unhaul books here. They're books that either my husband wants to get rid of or I have already put in an unhaul video on this channel. They are on the floor here. I don't think I'm gonna count those because technically they are already known to be leaving our house. So I'm not going to count those. So if you see me skip a pile on the floor, that's why. Those, we're just going to say they don't exist. Okay, so without further ado, I said I was going to keep this intro short. I did not. Let's get into the counting. Also, these shelves are not fully organized yet, and there is like a bunch of random stuff on them. don't look at it. Don't worry about it. I'm trying to figure out how to best do this so that you guys can see what's happening without being like super close. But okay, let's get started. So this top shelf has 6. I've read them all. This shelf has 12. Where is this? Oh, it's over there. This shelf has 12, 10 read, 2 unread. This shelf has 17, and I have read 15, and there are 2 unread. This shelf has 1 read, 7 unread. And this bottom shelf has 11 unread and no read. So I don't have to keep changing the angle. I'm just gonna do all the bottom shelves first and then we'll move back and do this. I think that makes the most sense. Okay, so this bottom shelf has 1 read, 2 unread, and 6 other, which is some textbooks and some stuff like that. This is the stack of books that I told you not to worry about. These are unhauls. Oh, and then the bottom shelf on this shelf is just games, so there's no books on there. So this shelf has 3 unread, 16 read. Then over here, this is my husband's shelf, so all the books on this shelf are gonna go under my husband's count. So that is 9 on that shelf for him. Then we will go to this shelf. 14 read and 3 unread. 18 for my husband. Also, I will not be counting these 3 books here are library books, so we're not going to count those obviously because I don't own them. So this shelf for me has 2 read books. 6 unread books. And then this one has 4 books and they're all read because these are like my favorite books, books that mean something to me. So that's what's on this shelf. So that is 4 read. And then my husband's shelf, he has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. And I'm just gonna count this dust jacket. That book is on his desk, so that is 19 for that shelf. And the top shelf, 14 plus my copy of Aragon. So I lied, I did have a book on his shelf. And that is gonna go in unread because I think I've started that book like a bunch of times, but I've never actually read the whole thing. So shh, don't tell anyone. Okay, my TBR cart, I can only get you so close in, so I believe these should be all books that I have either unread, like not read, or I'm in the middle of, so let's see. Journals I'm not gonna count, like empty journals and stuff like that, so if you see me skip some, that's why. 29 unread books. Okay, once again, I can only get you so close in here, so I'm just gonna count and I will come back to you. Okay, so this first section has 6 read books and 10 unread books. Okay, these 3 shelves have 2 that I have read, 14 that I haven't. Okay, again, 14 unread, 2 read. And then this last section, oh, there's nothing behind those ones. That is a surprise. And this last section had 10 unread, 9 read. I also am gonna count right now. I have 1 book on my side table next to the couch that I'm currently reading. So we will put, ooh, does currently reading count as unread? Yes, we're gonna say unread because I'm not even halfway through. You're not really gonna be able to see anything, but this is our little haul shelf. So the top shelf is all my husband's. Then I have 1, 2, 3, 4 other. So I have a bunch of language reference stuff in here. Those are my husband's bookmarks. Language reference stuff, but also my Japanese books. And I think I'm gonna put these in other as well, just because my Japanese is not great anymore, and I probably would not be able to read even one sentence of these. So they're gonna go in other. Also, don't look at how dusty my house is, that's rude. And I think I counted something that's not a book, so. 15 other. So a total of 19 other in this shelf. Okay, so I also forgot to count my husband's other shelf in here, like his textbooks and stuff. I'm not gonna show that to you just because I don't know what he has on here. There might be personal information or whatever. So I'm just gonna count these and I'll be right back. So this is the shelf in the basement. We had a couple of disasters back to back in a couple of years. This basement used to be finished. It is no longer finished. So this is just kind of like hanging out here. And I very rarely like come look at it when I'm making TBRs and stuff. It's actually pretty much forgotten, even though it is like right at the bottom of the stairs. And we do come down here almost every day to like do laundry and like work out in the gym and stuff. But in terms of like picking TBRs, I never really think of the books on this shelf. The only time I really look at this shelf is when I pull something out of like the TBR jar that's on these shelves. But yeah, this is the shelf you guys probably never see. You might never have seen it, but let me count. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 books on the top that you can't really see. It's not very pretty up there. Can you see it? Yeah. All right. So we are up to 7, 5 read, 2 unread. Sorry, it's 8. There's 5 read, 3 unread up there. Okay, my battery died. So there are 106 books on this bookshelf. I need to count how many are read and unread. So I already counted those. 5, 3. Okay, so we have 19 unread, 10 read, and 2 other, which are language reference. Okay, so that's this shelf. Moving on. Oh, I forgot this one somehow. So 20 unread. $18 read, 12 unread, 18 and 12, does that make sense? There's 34 books. 18 and 12 is 30, oh. 13, 14, 15. And 1 reference. So 15 unread and 1 reference. I think it's a recipe book. Some of these are actually textbooks, but I just counted them as regular. I'm confusing myself. Don't worry about it. Onto this bottom shelf. 15 read. So 10 unread. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 other. Okay, I think that's it for books. So let me go do some tallying and we'll see what the final numbers end up being. That doesn't seem right. What did I do? Okay, so I have a problem and it is a math problem because it's me and I can't do math. So according to my numbers, I have 440, or we have 440 books total, which I'm actually kind of happy with. I'm proud of myself for having a guess of around how many books we owned. But then when I went to calculate how many were read, unread, my husband's, and other, I only ended up with 408. So I think my math was a little wrong somewhere. But we're just gonna, I think it was wrong with the unread because when I calculated it, it says that I only have 133 unread books. When I made my TBR jar a couple years ago, I had 154 unread books. I know for a fact I have not read that many books on my shelves, and I have also bought books. So I feel like that can't be right. But let me do a little bit of a recount and I will come back to you. That makes more sense. Hey! Okay, so if I look like I have been through it, I have. Who would have known that simple addition would be so hard for this little brain of mine? But I did a recount of everything, and here is what I came up with. Let me scooch this way and I will put my little stats over here for you. So the total number of books in our house, I was only off by 1. I don't know how I missed one, but I recounted everything twice now. So I counted everything 3 times. We have 441 books total in our home. We have 162 unread books. Those are my books, not counting my husband's. Pretty much all of my husband's are unread. I think I've read like maybe 1 or 2 of the books that he owns. 130 read. My husband's books account for 107 of the books in our home. And other, meaning cookbooks, reference books, self-help books, stuff like that, we have 42 of those. So again, in total, 441 books, which is not bad. And I feel better knowing that my husband's books account for like almost 25%, like roughly 25% of the books in our house, because I thought they were pretty much all mine, but that just goes to show he does have a decent amount of his own books. So it's not all me. He's part of the problem too. Of course, this is just our physical library. This does not include ebooks, audiobooks, stuff like that we own. It's very easy to end up with a million Kindle books because of like 99-cent sales, like free books that you can get wherever, stuff like that. My husband actually does buy a lot of Kindle books because he gets a lot of Kindle, like, what do they call them? Digital credits from when he shops on Amazon. He does like the slow shipping and then you get credits for digital media, and he usually spends that on books. Most recently, he purchased the 3rd book in the Farseer trilogy, so now we own all 3 of those on ebook. But this was a fun little experiment. So now we know for sure we're not even halfway to the like benchmark 1,000 book equals home library thing, but that just means we have space to grow. Although, do we have space to grow? Because like I said, our house is very small. We already added a 3rd bookshelf here and it's not full, but so that's gonna do it for this video. I hope you enjoyed it. If you have counted your books, let me know how many you have in your home library. And to be clear, this like 1,000 book benchmark is just kind of what goes around online, like in the internet space. But in my opinion, in my personal opinion that you did not ask for, I think if you have any books, you can have a library. Like, if you have 3 books that you keep on your nightstand and those are the only books you own in this world, that is your library. So like, there's no gatekeeping to the word library. This 1,000-book thing is just something that I believe was probably made up by somebody. It might be real, I don't know. I did not do research on that. But my point is, if you have books and you love reading books, but you can't afford to buy a ton of books, that doesn't mean you don't have a library. Your library might have 3 books, it might have 3,000 books. It's still your library. The books that you own are your personal library. So don't feel like if you don't own hundreds or thousands of books, you can't say you have a library. You can have a library without a million books. So that's all. I just wanted to, you know, make that disclaimer that I'm not saying you have to have a ton of books to say that you have a library. I consider this my library. I say this is my library. It has less than 500 books in it. However many books your personal library has in it, as long as it is your curated collection of things that you love, looking at it makes you happy, that's fine. That's your library. That's all. I'm gonna go. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I will see you in my next one. Bye. Oh, and don't forget to check out Becca's video. I put it in the description down below. Bye!